first weekend would not anticipate that happening, but this whole thing's unpredictable. So which one seed do you see as the toughest tournament path?
Well, Houston's got a
Hello, hello. Welcome everybody here today to the Selection Sunday show. And before we get started, can we give this team a round of applause? It's great to be back here. My name is Matt Barnes. Unfortunately, I probably graduated and was off to the NBA before most of these players were even born. So I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, but I've developed a great relationship with Coach Cori, and she's been instrumental in really getting the guys back into the women's game. And one of my former teammates and someone I was really close to was Kobe Bryant, and he was huge on that, very instrumental on supporting the women's game and not only saying I'm a fan, but coming out and supporting and doing the little steps that mean so much. So I'm glad to be here today and really excited to sit down with some of the ladies from the team. But before I get started with these ladies, I want to give a huge shout out to JB, 6th player of the year. Congratulations. Congrats. Again, obviously I'm talking to these three and I'm going to talk to Coach next, but I mean, it's instrumental. All you guys here are key contributors to everybody's success, and you know, this team goes as the team goes. So really want to congratulate you guys as well and shout you guys out as well. So Lauren, you're coming back, huh? That's huge. Give her a round of applause. That's huge. I was telling someone if I had an opportunity to stay extra at UCLA and not go to the NBA, if the money was that good, I would stay too. So I'm definitely not mad at you. I had a great time here. Tell us what it means to have your sister coming in next year and getting a chance to play with her again on the biggest stage.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, obviously we got 1 year together in high school and one state together, so that was a really cool experience. And we always talked about in high school, we're like, you know, obviously I'm going to Stanford, but after my freshman year, like, who knows, maybe we'll end up playing together. And I think, you know, it's something we always talked about, and I'm just super excited. And obviously, like, playing in college with your sister is just like a dream come true, and I'm really excited, and hopefully we, you know, went back-to-back natties. So
there we
let's
go. Put it out there. So, Gabrielle, I got a huge pep talk probably 3 times before I even sat in this chair. Did not call you Gabby. What's the deal with I heard I get beat up if I call you Gabby. What's the deal with that?
Not beat up, just a dirty look. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I just don't go by Gabby. It's a common mistake, so it's okay.
It's
but
a common mistake.
I prefer to go by Gabs or Gabriella.
Well, we got that clear. Gabs, obviously your brother played here and was able to move on. What is coming here and being a part of, obviously, family tradition, but also the history of this school and all the success, and we'll get into your two-sport athlete. What does it mean to you to be here at UCLA?
It means a lot to play basketball at UCLA, get an education here. It was my dream school, and the fact that I'm here and I get to put on the UCLA jersey, I just take a lot of pride in that. And I had a great first year with my brother, and he just showed me a lot. I learned a lot from him, and I was really glad that we got to share one year and that I can continue playing here.
Oh. Kiki. Give it up for Kiki. Yeah. Look at her over here trying to be all bashful. A big part of the first 20-0 start in the women's program history. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, it meant everything to me. I mean, I think it's a testament to the incredible team we have, coaches, our entire support staff, and especially our freshman class that came in here. That's what we came here to do, and yeah, it really I think spoke volumes to the just the people that we have in this program, and I was really excited about that.
Absolutely. There we go. Yeah, don't be shy. So, Lauren, you decided to go to Stanford first. I don't know why, but you woke up and decided to come down south. What was it about UCLA that drew you down south?
Yeah, well, Coach Cori actually coached me for U19s for USA Basketball, and I think her and I
So she was trying to get you back then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But her and I always had a really good relationship, and obviously when I decided to leave Stanford, I always knew that I wanted to come to UCLA. It was a no-brainer for me. I mean, I've played with, yeah. I've played with most of these girls growing up, so I knew like most of the team, and I wanted to be in Los Angeles. It's beautiful, and I think it was the best decision I've ever made, and I'm just so grateful to be here. But yeah, I think that coming to UCLA was like the best decision.
Great call. Gabs, as I mentioned earlier, basketball and softball. I was someone who played two sports and actually came here to play two sports and decided at the last minute just to stick with basketball. But tell us what it's like being a student athlete, because that you take it to the max. There's really no off time for you because you go right from basketball season to softball season, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens this year. Last year I got the opportunity to play on the softball team in the World Series. They needed some more extra pinch runners, and when they called, I took the offer and I committed to them. But it was just an amazing experience. They're a great team. Their history at UCLA softball is pretty deep. They have a lot of national championships. They have amazing players, and just to be a part of a team is what I love most, and to be a part of another team and to go back to playing softball was really fun and ultimately a dream come true.
Mm-hmm. Kiki, you guys are on the verge of something special here. You guys regained the #1 ranking after you guys won the Big Ten championship, the first ever Big Ten championship. Give it up. Obviously, you set goals when you came here, and now you guys are on the verge of, obviously taking your time to get through it, but getting there. What would it mean to you to bring home a national title to UCLA?
Yeah, it would mean everything. I mean, I think we can all talk about like how good we felt when we won that Big Ten championship, and that was a dream come true for all of us. And to get the natty as well, it would really mean so much to everyone on this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can clap for that. Come on now, we got to see it to believe it. We were talking too really before we started conversating that you guys have an opportunity to have this whole entire team, or the bulk of this team, the core of the team, return next year. So, thoughts on getting through this one and raising a banner, and then the opportunity to come back with this same team and try it again. How special would that be for you guys?
Yeah, it would be really special. We do have 6 juniors, so that's, a big solid class, and, we could all be seniors next year and play together. Obviously, we have Char, and see what happens with Ange, I don't know. And, our freshmen, and the freshmen coming in next year, I think our coaches do an amazing job at recruiting and bringing in top talent and great character girls, and so I'm just really excited for this team, super proud of what we've accomplished this season so far, and we're obviously not done yet. And I'm excited for the tournament to start and for us to start dancing.
Lauren, the most exciting part for you about the NCAA tournament?
I think just like the whole experience in itself, like every single game, that's your season on the line. So you have to prepare to your best ability every single day that you show up in the gym. Like, you just have to make sure that we're all on the same page. And like, we kind of talked about it when we were playing SC. Like, we just came out with a different mentality that game. And I think we're just gonna like push ourselves moving forward to just kind of go about every single game like that, because it's like you lose, you're done. So I just think for all of us upperclassmen, just we kind of talked about just holding the standard and just making sure that we continue so that we can just finish the season the best way possible. But I'm just so excited to experience this with my team. We have a really great group of girls, and obviously our freshmen are experiencing this for the first time. So I think that's just for me really cool to see that, and I'm just I just love my teammates, and I'm just so excited to experience this with them. So.
Kiki, tell me something about your coach that us in this room that aren't in the locker room might not know. Putting you
Oh,
on the
gosh.
spot.
Something that no one else knows about Coach Cori. Let's see.
A story? Does she cuss you guys out? Like, what is it? Let us in the locker room. We want to know.
Okay, well, maybe you guys don't know this, but Coach Cori almost literally never cusses.
Really?
Yeah, never, which is
Wow.
I think pretty rare for most basketball coaches. But yeah, she never.
So
really,
when she does cuss,
yeah.
that means you guys really messed up.
Yeah, I guess I don't think it's really ever happened though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow. Okay. A couple times. Well, ladies, I want to thank you guys for your time, and we're all looking forward to seeing where you guys land. And we're all going to be here to support you guys. So congratulations, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Coach, we found out the other day. We didn't even
I'm
know.
like twisting around.
You
I
all
gotta
right?
get myself, situated
You
here.
can't
Okay,
put your
I
foot
can't
down
put my
like a
feet down like
kickstand,
you.
huh?
No,
So we found out you're from the Bay. It makes a lot of sense now. I didn't know you were from the Bay,
I'm
but
from
you
the Bay.
are from the Bay
Mhm.
Area, huh?
so it's a good place. My parents, I'm from Milpitas, California, and I'm really proud of my history there and did that. But I just have to hijack one thing really quick. Kiki's brother playing in the NCAA tournament for Yale, and they
Oh,
got their seed, so
congratulations.
something maybe not everybody knows. And also, Lauren Betts didn't say that Sienna Betts won the state championship yesterday. Also played
Congratulations.
really, really well. And we know all the Jaquez siblings are always doing amazing things, so along that lines. But I wanted to give that shout out
Yes.
as what's coming up. So go ahead.
So
Sorry.
is this year 14 or 15?
14th year. This is
14
the
year.
finishing up the 14th season.
How's it been? What's this journey been like for you? So this will be your 9th appearance in the tournament or 8th?
I have no idea. I'm just carried about one right
I
now.
hear you.
Just
That's
one.
all that
That's all I
matters.
care about.
Task at hand. But what's the journey been like for you in Westwood?
Well, I think that I started my career here and being an assistant coach in 1993 and was so humbled and thankful to be a part of the history, and then to have the chance to really learn from and be mentored by Coach Wooden, and then to have a chance to lead. It's just like I've said this a couple times recently. There's a verse in the Bible that speaks to me, but it says you're able to experience immeasurably more than all you could ask or imagine. And I feel like I'm getting to do that, immeasurably more than all I could ask or imagine, to be a part of leading this program.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can clap if you like. I mean,
It's okay.
it's an honor to be here. It's been a kind of a mentally draining last 2 weeks. I mean, to lose right over here to SC, to regain that, go into the tournament with a whole different mindset, battle yourself through the tournament, and then face our crosstown rivals again and come out on top. What was that mindset of the team, and what were you trying to drive home during that process?
Well, if it was up to me driving it home, it would have happened a lot earlier. But the reality is that they took control of the process. They deserve all of the credit. I got a text from leadership the day after the USC loss at home, and they told me what they planned to do and how they wanted to lead the group. And they showed up and had a players-only meeting and called each other up and out to the standards they wanted to hold each other to. And they deserve all of the credit for the toughness that they showed, the way that they conquered, to the new levels of belief and connectivity that they showed. And it was hard. And that's why I think our confidence is actually a new level, because they came together to conquer really hard things. And I think they know they have more to conquer and that they can do it. Give it up for your guys' self.
But I I coach obviously on the AAU level, and you always want to give the players the credit because they pull themselves together. But I think that starts with you laying the foundation here.
Well, it
And-
starts with me hiring amazing people around me.
Okay, well.
And so, honestly, and I really do mean that I always want to say that I work with the most amazing assistant coaches and support staff. And so I really believe it takes a village to build a program like this, and I'm so grateful. And I'll even take the village a step further, starting with the sponsors and people of this event, La Victoria, Champion of Westwood, the things like that, that we don't get to progress our program without people coming alongside and investing with us. But secondly, the alumni here. If you're an alum, men's or women's basketball, can you stand up?
Or other sports too. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think
that's
there's some
fine
other
too.
sports in here too.
Alumni, that's fine. No,
Yeah.
yes.
Any alumni.
Any
in
alumni.
Sports, sports alumni. There you go.
Come on, stand
There you
up.
go.
Stand up.
Yes. Give yourself a round of applause.
So, going to specifically our basketball alumni, there is a allegiance and connectivity to you that means a ton to us. And one of the hardest things for me as a leader is when we lost to USC is I don't want to let you alumni down. We know and understand that we are walking in a path that you really blazed for us. And just the fact that you're here today, it means so much. And I want you to know that we do not just go on this journey for us. We also go on this journey to say thank you to you. So just a shout out to our alumni who have really carried on the Bruin tradition and have continued to support our journey. Thank you very much.
Your philosophy, we over me. How important that is in a team and setting.
Well, you've been watching March Madness for a long time, and it is rare that there's not, for whoever makes a run to the national championship, that there aren't surprises. People that step up in moments, that people are just ready for when their number may be unpredictably called. And if you don't have a selfless, engaged, prepared team, you're probably not going to be ready for those moments, and you're going to miss out on the opportunity to do something truly uncommon. And so all that to say is I think we have a group that is truly willing to say, I'm willing to sacrifice on the front end the me part for the greater we part. But the reality is when you do that, it comes back to the individual tenfold. It's only a short-term sacrifice for a long-term exponential gain. Mm-hmm.
Can you break down the focus and the mindset of your team going into this tournament? If you're coming off a very high note of winning the first conference tournament for the school, but now to me it's like this is the playoffs. And I remember in the NBA, the regular season was amazing, but it's a whole different energy when you get to the playoffs. What type of focus and energy is this team on right now?
I'm going to call on you guys. You give me a word that represents the mindset of our team from your perspective. Lauren, I'm coming to you first. One word.
Come on now.
Come on, you had them today. Determined, okay? Tamia. Dog, okay? Deezy. Fun, okay? Kiki. Focused, Gabs. Ready, Avery. Relentless, okay?
Oh, she stole it.
Angela.
She stole
I've been skipping around. Not everyone. Disciplined. There you go. I think you see, in practice today, and I've already told them this, but I'll say it in front of all of you. They were awesome today in practice, so good. And we've had recruits all weekend and everything else. They did a great job. But it's, I'm listening on the sideline, and Lauren's telling the team before a drill, hey, we are treating this like the last possession of the Big Ten championship game. Every rep has got to be that urgent, and that's what they're talking about. And so I think that really is I think that's what the win did, and the way that we won and had to come back and had to conquer. I think that they have earned another level of confidence, and they just tasted it, right? They've had a taste of what it feels like, and I think they're really focused and hungry for more.
You've been in the game the women's game for long enough to see the tremendous growth, the ups and downs, but really the last 2 or 3 years, the growth of the women's game overall. What has that meant to you as a basketball soul?
I was talking to some of our season ticket holders that have been with us for like 25 years and earlier, and I said, how fun is it to see how the crowds have increased, how the viewership and TV exposure has increased, how the corporate sponsorship and how that has increased. Because honestly, there's so many people that have been scratching and clawing, and sometimes, candidly, it's been hard. You feel like you're hitting your head against a glass ceiling that's been really difficult. And it feels like in the last 3 to 5 years, there's just been this new tipping point of enthusiasm, support, growth. And I think the product has been good for a long time. And so, but now so many more people are knowing it. And I think that we got to keep it going. And I think having just the people in this room here to support this event, and there's so many changes in college athletics, but specifically for women in sport and women's basketball, we are in uncharted waters, and we're loving every second of it.
Absolutely. Last question. What would it mean for you to bring a championship to Westwood?
You know, a lot. But maybe in a reverse order. It would mean so much to me because it would validate their process. And it would be a byproduct. In the end, banners hang in gyms and rings collect dust. But they mean a lot because of who they became in the process, what they conquered in the process, who they impacted in the process. And believe me, as JB's pointing to her ring finger right over there, it means something. We're not taking anything away from that. But I always want the banners and the rings to pale in comparison to how proud they are of who they've become and who they've impacted. And that is really the thing that is most meaningful to me. I'm about as competitive as you're going to meet, and I have to work on dialing it back because I want it so bad. But I want the things that last most of all, and that is what lasts. But that kind of determination, character, discipline, fight for each other, that is what leads to championship performances. And so they feed each other.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, on behalf of myself and the alumni and the former athletes and your team, I think your energy has been special since the day you stepped here. The way you went out of your way to connect with people. I mean, I didn't even play for you, but you and I talk a lot. You know what I mean? So just the way you go out of your way, it means a lot to us former athletes because there's been a disconnect for a while. So I want to thank you on behalf of all the former athletes and wish you guys the best of luck in the tournament.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and thanks to everybody who's being here. We really, really appreciate it. So let's enjoy the show.
Yeah, so we have. So I got to tell you guys, so when they announce where these ladies are going as the 1 seed, we're going to tear this blue paper up like confetti. And I guess they don't think they say make it rain no more, but make this paper come down. So I think we start in about 5 minutes, and I'll cue you guys when to tear the paper. But thank you guys again for coming out. Ladies, best of luck moving forward, and bring that shit back to Westwood.
And we'll come back up at some of the commercials and do a little Q&A and try to involve you in that as well. Thank you, everybody.
sumasakit kanina ulit, pero hangin pala yun. Tangkad eh, no?
5,800 games were played in D1 this season, and it all comes down to tonight. Give me a storyline that you're watching for tonight.
Well, as we start to figure out the bracket, I want to see where rematches happen. Rematches from last season's tournament, rematches from incredibly exciting games that we had this season. Think about USC UConn, think about Notre Dame Texas. Where do we see those rematches in this tournament?
Well, I'm looking forward, Drea. You're talking about placement of the SEC. When you look at how tough the SEC was this year, and Charlie, you said that possibly 6 would host. What will the committee do with those 6 teams? Will all 6 be able to host these first rounds?
Coming into this, we've looked at UConn as a potential 2 seed. Who is their 1 seed? You do not want UConn as their 2 seed. Last year, they made it to the Final Four as a 3 seed. In 2022, they made it to the Final Four as a 2 seed. Who is the 1 seed if they end up being that 2 seed?
And that goes to the order of the 1 seeds. That's my big curiosity here. I think I've been pretty firm on who the 1 seeds are going to be, but in what order are they going to be? Because that is going to dictate the matchups that we see down the road in the tournament.
I gotta say, after last year, one storyline I'm excited not to have to watch is me messing up Albany. It's not kind to be about that, but I do know how to pronounce both of these regionals, and we are ready to reveal the field again. Let's take a look at that bracket and the road to Tampa, Champa Bay, as it's affectionately called. We've got stops in Spokane, Washington, and Birmingham, Alabama, before, of course, heading to Tampa for the national semis on April 4th, and then we will crown a champ on April 6th. Everyone at home, all the watch parties are like, enough, lay out, let's start revealing the field, and here we go. Your number 1 overall seed as we take a look at Regional 1 in Spokane.
games will be actually be on Wednesday, okay? We are in the Friday-Sunday bracket, so we will play the winner of the play-in game that's taking place here in Pauley Pavilion on Wednesday, okay? So just as we go ahead and go into those brackets, it's the first time Pam and I have been wanting to be the Friday-Sunday for a long time, and finally we get the Friday-Sunday, so it's fun. But I think that, you know, we're really in a great position. We have had so many records, but the record I want to set this year, the last one before we leave LA, is sellouts for the NCAA tournament. That's our next one we got to do. So passing the word around that this is really important for us. We need to have Polly rockin' and share it with our city about the things we're about to do. So really excited for our matchup. It's exactly what I was hoping for. I actually do share the sentiment, Andrea Carter. I came over and was telling Kiki and Gabs I sure wouldn't mind LSU beating you know, NC State, not to get ahead, but we really wouldn't complain about another opportunity to go at them. So going from there, that'd be a lot of fun. Questions from you all about just sort of what we saw or anything that way? Give you a chance to ask.
Told you we'd know the best spot.
The all-new Nissan Armada, starting
questions that anyone would have?
56,420.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce
Sure. You know, if they get there.
Which
you know,
do you want to be today? At TJ Maxx, you can afford to turn your closet into a place of endless expression.
You know, no one put that out on social media. We don't need that on the news. We don't need that on the news. No, I honestly, you know, we have benefited from having two of the very best teams right here in our city. We have benefited from the intense rivalry, the intense competition. They are an excellent team, and they have brought out really good things in us. And so I am grateful. As much as we compete, we need each other to both be really, really good for us to long-term be our best. So we just like to tease a little bit. So any other questions? I mean, Ella, who's winning? Okay, good. All right. Players, reactions.
Welcome back to
Okay. How are you feeling? What were you hoping for, Kiki?
Yeah, really, really excited we got the #1 overall seed. I think we all really deserve that.
Has already been revealed as you see these
Gabs,
teams
what do you,
set
as you saw that bracket unfold, what are the things that excite you the most?
their official dance, but we have yet to reveal all of the field, and we will do that now. Regional 3.
I love it. There you go.
Your
Okay, Elena.
seed in that region.
Oh, never mind. I'll come back to you. Saved by the commercials.
And they have one of the best young talents in the country in Madison Booker, the SEC Player of the Year, averaged 16 points a game. One of the players in the country. It doesn't matter what you do to her defensively. She can simply go get a bucket.
She certainly can. Be on alert then, the 16 seed. They'll face the winner of either High Point Panthers.
how are you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm super excited to play my first March Madness.
Okay, and I'm going to Kendall. This is your first selection show.
Just
How are the
streaming the game.
vibes?
Innovation
How's the
changes
day
everything.
going? Give us the rundown.
The vibes are really good. We played Fortnite earlier, and I had some fun.
With one investment, you can
You know,
access
you
the
know.
NASDAQ 100
But I'm
innovators who are
so
rethinking
excited
the
to be
world.
here
Before investing carefully,
and,
read and consider fund investment
playing
objectives,
March
risks, charges,
Madness,
expenses, and more in
all the
prospectus at
way to Tampa. I
Invesco.com.
got family there.
I'm gonna switch it up. Go to Angela. Now this isn't your first rodeo. So for you, coming back as a fifth year, what has this experience been like for you? Obviously, records have been broken. Give us just how you're feeling.
I'm just taking it one day and one game at a time. I'm really excited for what we have in the future, but right now I'm looking at one of the teams that.
And yeah, thank you. And obviously, with your experience, you've done this a couple times. What does this next week kind of look like for these teams? What's the mental prep, the physical prep? What does that look like?
It's going to be ultimate focus from all of us, not just players, but staff too. And if you guys remember last year when we played in the second game versus Creighton, that was a very close game. We just have
The
to
NCAA, driving change to do more for today's student athletes. The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in scholarships every year. Those D1 scholarships are now guaranteed. Health and well-being services are mandatory.
Christian,
Student
what was
athletes
it like
get
seeing
tutoring
your
as
old
well as
team?
financial
I
literacy
didn't stay
coaching.
up there.
Because almost everyone is going pro in something other than sports. The
think it was really
NCAA,
cool. I'm happy for them.
driving change to do more for today's student athletes.
Being on a different team, but obviously it's better.
Combo meal
happy to be
changed the
here.
game at BK.
With so
But
many
yeah, no, I'm
options,
super
I play
happy
my way.
Fries are my say, no
Obviously went to
compromise.
the
Winning
elite
big time
stage
'cause it's free to swap
last year,
fries.
so you know what it's
Regular
like,
Mott's and
the
crispy
tournament.
chicken.
This
Kind of
deal
how
here,
you,
no
how do you prep?
competition.
How do you
I
get
got
into
this drink,
March
burger,
Madness
and
mode?
fry.
Forget the
Just take
game,
one game
I'm
at a
here
time,
for the
really,
sides.
just go out there and just have fun. I mean, your game could be your last year, so you really have nothing to lose. So you just go out there.
Check out this new life insurance policy I scored with Ethos.
How many weeks did it take you to get a
To me,
policy like that?
thanks guys. That's my segment for the night. Appreciate it.
Ethos.com and protect your family's future. The best part
I
of
walked in, I'm like, I'm
natural
for
day.
sure fired.
Check your price today at
So,
ethos.com.
thank you, Charlize. I don't know what I missed. I was doing something with Big Ten. What'd you get? So many great things, so many great nuggets. Well, you didn't have to give it up. So, I just really, we wanted to have this event because we want to share it with all of you. And we want you to feel a part of what our journey. But we also know it's sacrificial. And you are generous, you are kind, you are invested in the journey of these women. And I know that that is difficult from everybody that's surrounding campus, from our scout team to cheerleaders to all the support staff people that are in this building. But I know that there's a significant contribution to be a part of this event for us to Champion of Westwood and to be a part of that. And then to have Matt come and lead us in this the interviews up here. I want you to know that that does not go unnoticed or unappreciated, and I know it is significant, and you are making a significant impact. And scene
is those USC Trojans, Charlie.
And I think they did earn it. You saw the quality wins on that resume.
It's coming back. Don't worry. Just real quickly, too, I just was, before I was needing to sit down quickly, I want to thank the leaders of Champion of Westwood, Michael Price and John Banks. Where's John? John's over here.
It's a lot, so I need my savings to last.
Have really taken on a really big task. We just had the opportunity to have 3 top 10 players in the 2026 class in for official visits over the last few days. We sent them off this morning. But we do not, in this new landscape, the bottom line is it doesn't really matter if I like it or not or whatever happens. This is our landscape now. And in order for us to compete for championships, we have to adjust, pivot, and excel in this new landscape. And without the help of all of you and the leadership of John and Michael, we're not in a position to be able to recruit at that elite level. And so just thank you to all of you who have participated in that. Thank you, Michael and John, for what you've been doing, and the best. We really want to continue to be able to recruit the best talent and to be able to represent you really, really well, both on the hardwood and in our community. So thank you to everybody that way. Thank you. All right, as soon as this last segment is over, we will have our players go to media and start making our plans. So just want to open it up for any last questions, as we close up our time together. Anybody have any questions? We really wanted to be Friday, Sunday, but we also wanted USC to be Saturday, Monday, so we didn't split the fan base in Los Angeles, and we got our wish there as well. So really excited about that. They're on the Saturday, Monday matchup, so we will be opposite to that end. So really excited about that. Yeah.
Almost every day. Root for your team. Get crazy when the buzzer sounds. But don't harass anyone because you lost a bet. It's time we draw the line and put an end to the abuse. Brought to you by the NCAA.
I mean, I think the question is that, how do we feel about our confidence as a team right now? I think we're at the highest level we've been in a really, really long time in terms of confidence. Would you say that's fair? And that is not a wishful thing. That is not a hopeful thing. That is I've conquered hard things thing. And so really proud of the confidence they have earned in the way in which they have attacked their challenges and the way they have connected together. So I think we're at an all-time high. Thank you.
For a fraction
Anybody, any other questions?
With Shady Rays, you can. We're an independent company, so we do
well,
things
thank you.
We offer high-quality polarized shades for a reasonable price. And we personally
One of the
replace
things that
shades that get
Coach
lost
Wooden used
or
to
broken.
say is that he used to
So
say,
far,
make
we've racked
sure
up
that
over
when you lead a
300,000
program,
five-star
that it's
reviews.
not for
I
just
found
for
at
you,
Shady Rays,
not even just for your university, but make sure it's a program that also serves the banker, the baker, and the community you have the privilege to serve. And honestly, that is our great privilege to share it with all of you. So thank you all very, very much.
Well, the full 68 team
So we believe that we want to be the most prepared team and have the team that has the most joy. And so we're going to go after that. So right after this, we will start becoming the most prepared team and enjoying the process. And we will see you on Wednesday and Friday.
Well, Dorita, thanks for joining us. And, I'm sure there were a lot of teams that felt they deserved that.
We've been talking about all year long. Oops, are you there? To earn what you want. Bottom line is, your work will speak for itself, and just focus on what you're earning and being present that day. And I just think that's what led us to getting the seed that we have, and is our focus on our process. And so, really proud of the opportunity. That being said, it is just that. It's an opportunity. It gives us a great chance to have great matchups and to have great success if we walk through that door of opportunity. So our only focus will be being 1-0 and taking advantage of playing our best basketball and going from there. Yeah, Mike, or who do you have? Okay.
I saw a clip of the us reacting. I think Janiyah had a really, really good one, and Gabs also had a good one. Jumped off the screen for sure.
You agree?
Yeah, I would say Janiyah had the best reaction. She had no reaction. She just stood there and looked at the camera. Yeah.
All three of you are familiar with the NCAA tournament, but what does it mean to have the number one overall seed?
You guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like I said, a testament to how hard everyone in this program has worked, and but then again, it's an opportunity to number next to our name still, and number one overall seed doesn't get us to the Final Four, doesn't get us to a national championship game, so we got to go out there and earn it. But it definitely positions us well, so we're glad that we've earned that.
I think it's just extra motivation for our entire team. Obviously, now we have a picture of what our schedule is going to look like, so I think for all of us, extra motivation, and I know we're going to be well prepared going into every single game.
Cori, I wonder at what point in this year did you look at this team and think that this could be a possibility? There have been a lot of historic moments in this year, and then this is the latest one.
I think I knew at the beginning that we had a chance, that we had an opportunity. But we're really big on you don't outperform your self-image. And I think about how far they've come from I remember the night before our game against Louisville in Paris, there was actually some intrepidation, like, wow, we're not as confident as we think we should be. There's actually some self-doubt. And I think about how much confidence they have earned since that point. And I knew we had the talent, but we always say that talent is the floor. It was most rewarding to watch how their character grew. And as their character grew, which is who you really are, your choices, your behaviors, your habits, that's when their confidence grew. And then as they embraced the hard and conquered hard things, it grew even more. So I think I always knew we had the pieces, but how are we going to come together to have our whole be greater than the sum total of our individual talent pieces? That's the part that needed to evolve over time.
Kiki and Lauren, for you guys, you've had a number, the past week alone, history-making moments for this team. Talk to us about your overall just feeling and being able to be a part of this program and where women's sports is taking off.
Yeah, it's been a super exciting time to be a part of this team and part of this program. Obviously, winning first Big Ten championship in a while, and just so proud of everyone. I think also just I'd like to speak to just the growth in the game. I think how much attention everyone has been giving women's basketball, the tournament, the conference tournaments, all that, the incredible product that we've all been putting out there. I think it really it means a lot for us players and everyone watching, and then also for everyone who's came before us and really has paved this path. So it's really a great time to be playing.
Yeah, I'm just super thankful to be on this team. The amount of work that's gone into this season. Obviously, we've suffered a couple losses that hurt us pretty badly, but I think we've just learned so much, and I think that talks a lot about the character of this team, and we just have a selfless group of players, and I think moving forward, we're going to continue to just have that same mentality, and that, obviously Big Ten championship was fun, but it wasn't enough for us, and we want more, so I think that we're going to, work our butts off, and I think the coaches are going to continue to, hold that standard for us every single day, but obviously, job's not done. So,
question for the players: What a whirlwind 2.5 weeks has been. My goodness. Can you two quantify the growth that you've experienced over the last 2 weeks and the level? Coach Cori talked about the confidence growing, like the growth what lessons you've learned and how you've changed over the last 2 weeks and all the things that have happened, and then how you're going to take that forward into arguably the biggest NCAA tournament this program's ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear there's been a ton of growth from everyone on this team, and I think as a collective unit, we've gotten a lot tougher and been able to have those hard conversations, and I think our leadership has grown, and we've become a player-led team and not just a team led by our coaches, and I think that's a step that we need to take entering into postseason in order for us to be, the most successful and achieve our goals, so I'm really proud of this group for that.
Yeah, I would agree. I think everyone's just stepped up in their roles, and obviously, like, everyone's taken a lot of accountability for what they need to do better, and I just think that we're going to continue to do that moving forward. But yeah, like Kiki said, I think that we've grown in our toughness, and that was the biggest contribute to our win as well against SC. So,
could all three of you talk about the fact that this was a season of change? You went from playing in the Pac-12 last season, playing in the Big Ten this season. It's been a big change. There's been a lot of travel. What is the one moment that's really stood out for each of you looking back on the season to this point?
Go ahead, you guys go first.
I think a time that I really realized that we were in a different conference was when we went down and we played at Indiana. Our game was at like 12 Eastern, which was 9 a.m., this California time, and we traveled there the night before, but I think that was just like a big wake-up call to the change in conference and how, now how we're going to have to operate being in the Big Ten.
I would say, honestly, our first trip when we missed like about a whole week of school, and I think that was like obviously just like a really big, weird transition for us because we had to kind of, that's kind of how it was going to be for the rest of the season, so we kind of had to adjust, and obviously there was a lot of communication when we all kind of had to individually like step up and mature a little bit in that and like having to ask for help because obviously it was really hard. So I think that was like my first little wake-up call of like, oh my gosh, okay, so we're going to have to kind of get the school situation together as well. So
I think new opponents, I think the scouting has really changed, and we had to really dig deeper. I really credit our staff for how much time that needed to go into making sure that we were prepared game by game. The travel, which they've already talked about, thankful to the administration that they've helped us travel in a way that I thought minimized how we missed classes, but also the wear and tear on our bodies. And so really, even in the midst of it being really, really difficult, I was thankful for the way in which we were able to do it. And I think the third really big change is just the change in the landscape with NIL and rev share and those kinds of things. All of that happening in 1 year was a lot and has been a lot. But I think just like in business or life, it's how you face those things, your willingness to change and pivot into the landscapes that I'm called to lead us to be successful. And so, was it easy? No. Has it created a lot of hard work and adjustments? Yes. But I'm really thankful to be in the position that we're in because I think it all factored into us being in this position to play our best basketball in March and have the best path to do it.
Cori, you mentioned the scouting just now in the Big Ten, scouting all these new opponents in a really short amount of time. Having to do that throughout the regular season, how much more prepared do you feel going into the tournament where you're going to have to do that same thing? Right.
I think I am so fortunate to work with such elite coaches and a video team that's remarkable. But just for context, when we were in the Pac-12, the video team would prepare probably 6 to 8 games. And then the coach that was in charge of that game would break it down from there. But I would say this year we were in the 8 to 12 range of games, and then having to break it down possession by possession because we needed more context. We needed to see tendencies out of timeouts, what their on-off stats were, certain lineups, styles of play, what they went to in their closest. I mean, there was just so much more we had to gather to put us in our best situations. And so, and honestly, that sacrifice came from my staff more than it did for me. And so just really thankful for a group that's willing to attack that. And they have so much responsibility to our players. They want them to have the confidence that they are so prepared and that we have watched so much. And, I think that we take that really, really seriously. But now we're reaping the fruit of that labor is that I think we are really confident going into the NCAA tournament that we can turn around new teams really, really quickly, and we can understand a varied amount of styles of play because of what we faced in the Big Ten.
Lauren, speaking to what Coach Cori was talking about in terms of building confidence, how has this season helped your own confidence as you've continued to kind of transition now to being at UCLA after starting your career at Stanford?
Yeah, I think my confidence has been, it's kind of been, I mean, I think it's been all over the place this season, but I will say I think I finished out the season probably feeling like the best I've ever had in my basketball career. I mean, I'm surrounded by great people, amazing teammates, amazing coaches, and they always put me in the best position so that I feel my best going into every single game. And I'm very grateful to be in this program because they've helped me so much. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just the work that I've putting in this season. I think I've just gone into the season different, and I think that I just wanted to be in the gym more. I wanted to be a part of this a lot more just because of the mental space I was in. So again, I have to thank all the people that I'm surrounded by every single day because I don't think I'd be in this position without them.
Anybody else? I just want to, these guys, as much as it's an honor for them to be sort of the faces of our program, it is difficult sometimes. And I want to publicly say to both of you, you have represented, they joke because one of our rules is respect and represent, but you have epitomized in the classroom, in the community, how you treat the little kids, how you interact with the media, your performance under pressure, your willingness to have a growth mindset. I just want you to know that as much as it's an honor for you to sit in these chairs, it's also a great responsibility, and you have handled it with great dignity and great class, and we appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you all very much.